Hello, my fellow crafters. This is Sandy, and this video is going to walk us through my Christmas tags 4-page project. So, 4 pages, and we got some shakers involved. So, we got a round shaker there and a heart shaker here. And we're going to get started with those. All right. So, I want you to take one red piece, the red piece on top, leave everything else and just set that aside. We're going to start with just this here for now. And all I want you to tape down on this is first we got to figure out which is which. We need two that are face up and two that are going to be face down. Make sure it's one of each. I'm just going to put this green plaid piece up in the corner so that I know where my shaker window is going to end up falling on this page. Okay, so we want to keep it about an inch above there. So we're going to put that right about here. And then we're also going to work on this heart. So we're going to take the heart, and it's going to make my life so much easier if I take this whole thing and just flip it right around so that I'm working right in front of me. And this is really simple. I've already done some of the work for you. I've attached this plastic piece to a bit of foam. So what we're going to do is just put a little bit of whatever shaker you want to do. I'm going to use the brand new stars. So these are the gold shaker stars, and I just love that there's some that have, let me find one. See if you can see that on there. This one right here is open. Oop, now he's attached to me. It's got like an open star in the middle. Really cute. Okay, so we're going to put this bling right about where I think my circle's going to end up. And there's no words or anything underneath it, so it's okay if um, you still want it to shake, but you can put plenty of stars in there or whatever it is you're using. So what we're going to do now is we want to leave all of the inside foam pieces that we're going to use later attached to the protective backing. So that all stays on the backing. And now all we have is a clear plastic piece attached to a rim. And that rim we are going to put right around these guys right here. And we don't want to show any plaid inside that circle. So we've got our circle, and now it's just a matter of putting our little white circle right around there. Okay, so that we've started that. Now, what I'd also like to do while we've got all the shaker stuff out is we're going to do our heart. Let me just slide this up, and we're going to work on just this heart for now. Same thing, we're going to put our little bling right there, but this time what I did is I also added some of the retiring, soon to be gone forever. These are my favorites, the loose shaker elements. So this has little springy things in it and stars and circles. Little springy things are so cute. Okay, so we've got our heart full. Let me put the lids on all these things so I don't make a mess. Notorious for making a big giant mess. Okay, so same thing here. We're just peeling the backing away from this, and we're going to attach this piece right here. Now make sure that you get a nice good seal and you don't have any pieces that are keeping this open and maybe making a big mess, leaving a gap. Okay, so and then this is going to get taped right on there. And now our shaker elements are done, and we can just move on to assembly. And assembly is actually really pretty easy. So we're going to add our white 6x6 piece underneath the plaid. And then we've got the piece that's got the candy cane on there. That will go next. And then I'm making it so that it looks more like stars. There is kind of an angle here. They go side by side. Here they go up and down. I got that. Ooh, not quite lined up over here. Let's get this fixed. Being off kilter. Okay, so now we're going to add the photo mats, and I want you to grab, excuse me, this sheet of things you're going to punch out. So the 4 punch outs we need right now are these right here. Then we also need the season's greetings, the happy Christmas, and from your little baggie, grab the gold stars that you've got in there. You'll want your white string, and go ahead and grab your gems. We'll use those too. So you've got 2 of the 1/4 inch by 12-inch pieces. You're going to take one of them and line it right up on here. Give a little snip. And then the other piece is going to go down here. So they're just kind of creating a barrier on that green piece. Let's get our photo mats placed. Move these guys down for a little bit. So I'm creating a 1/4 inch frame up here, about ish. And then we've got a 4x4, a 3x4, and a 3x3 photo well that we're going to put down next. Photo wells are down, so now I'm going to use these sentiments. And these are pretty great. If you turn them over, they actually have a protective coating on the back, and the words are all self-adhering. So I'm going to add my Happy Christmas up here. And I'm going to put my season's greetings down under this picture down here. This one's got 3 different pieces of backing on it. Okay, so season's greetings right here. All right, we've got some stars. So I'm going to put the biggest of the 3 stars right underneath my season's greetings. And the smallest of those 3 stars is going to go above my Happy Christmas. And now create your little clusters. So we've got the presents and the stocking up here. And for now, we're just going to put that ornament down, and then we're going to draw a black line to create that string. With this present here, I put lots of foam tape on the back, but I'm only pulling the backing off of the ones that aren't going to touch the picture. And I want this present to overlap this picture right in the corner. Excuse me. And I just used these pieces from our shaker windows to fill that in. So I just added that black line to my ornament. And we're going to take some string next. Up here, we've got just a few like little circles. So I'm just going to wrap this around my finger a couple of times and create this little loop-de-loop thing. And the easiest way to do this now, I don't want them to all be the same, so I'm going to give a little tug here and a tug there to make these all different height. I'm going to put a glue dot. I'm going to wrap it right around the bottom here and just simply tuck that behind there. One little bit of the string coming out from next to this ornament too. So what I'm going to do here, because they're all different lengths, is I'm going to start wrap around 1 finger, then 2 fingers, then 3 fingers. And that will give me 3 different lengths for this loop. And again, just kind of lumping them all together at the base, and I'm going to wrap a glue dot around that once I've kind of played with the lengths of these. And that's just going to get glue dot right behind there. So here's our fun loop-de-loop with the string. And now we're just going to add some of our bling. We've got the bling on there. The last thing I did was I took a white gel pen and did double journal lines around the edge of just the red. And that finishes up the left-hand side of the first page. The bottom layer starts the same. We've got our 3 by, oop, and I did this one on the wrong side. I'm just going to tape that, flip it over, and rub the back. Problem solved. So 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces for your bottom layer. Then we're going to go in with that gold strip again. Line that right up, cut it off the edge. And then it goes down here. Next, we're going to get our photo mats on there. We've got 4 by 6. We want some of the white showing on the top. And you want to leave yourself about 3 inches of place to journal. Then we've got 2 3 by 4 wells. One of them is going to overlap the 4 by 6. And we're leaving about a row of those stars showing. And then this one is going to go offset just a little bit and kind of frame right down in here. All right, and now we're going to do the same kind of clusters. So I'm going to do my Merry and Bright right down in the corner here. Again, that one is sticky on the back already. So just peel the backing off of it. All right, Merry and Bright. And now we've got 3 different ornaments. The red one is going to have a black pen for a string. And that one we want on our plaid piece. Then we've got this one here, and you decide if you want to use foam tape or just tape it down, pop it up or leave it flat, but don't tape down where we're going to add the string. And then this one here, same thing. If you want to pop it up, go for it. All right, so this one is getting a pen line for a string. And this one's getting a pen line for a string. Then this one's going to actually get a little string poked through it, tie it in a knot, and then tuck the back right behind the picture. I'm going to do a double knot, make sure that's not going anywhere. All right, so we've got that string there, and then this string, we're just going to make another piece of string here. We're going to use just a little bit of the glue to hold that in place, and that's just going to run up behind there. So little right back here to hold that in place. Now we've got this fun hanging ornament, and we're going to do a little sloop of string up here with whatever you've got left, some up here, a little swoop of string down here. Once you've got your string in place, then you're just going to go in with your bling and add a little bit of bling in all those spaces. And if you want to do the journaling lines, do the journaling lines, but then this page is done. Awesome, right? Oh, this is the medium-sized star, by the way, down here. Last one you got left. So if you're going to do the journaling lines, use your ruler, use a long ruler that's longer than 12 inches so that you can see both sides, and you'll have your ruler and just use the marks to create your lines, and that this mat will help keep everything straight for you. This one starts the same way the last one did, where we've got our 3x6s that are going to go down. Then we've got a 6x6 that will go in between them, and a 6x6 that will go next to that. And if they don't line up perfect, that's okay, because this time we're going to take our gold strips and they're going to go all the way across the page. So get those taped up. And you're just going to line them up. If you've got a little bit of a gap, go ahead and cover up your gap with these gold strips. I'm lining it up right underneath the 6x6, butted right up to it. This one I gotta come down just a little bit. I'll line it up on this side, cover up that gap. Okay, so that's the foundation for this one. And then we're going to take 4x6 well, a 3x3 or 3x4, and a 3x4 that's going to slightly overlap. So go ahead and get those ones on there. These are all the pieces that you're going to grab. You're going to use the brown one that's already got the dovetail on it. Use that one to create the dovetail on the red one. If you want it to be identical in depth, in theory. And then you can use that same kind of spacing. It's a little, this one's a little bit wider than those ones are, but you can still use the same kind of spacing for this one. All right, so we've got all of our dovetails done. And now we want the red one to be a little bit longer than the other two, but it's covered up at the top, which is nice. So we can just kind of let it suspend here. Then we're going to cover part of it up with the brown. I'm just going to get just slightly tucked underneath there and overlap. And then the gold one is going to cover up right there. So we've got a nice little cluster. Then you can use foam tape or just tape it down, whatever makes you happy. Get your poinsettia on there. All right, and we're going to add our red candy cane that's got the green stripes in it, right in this corner. 'Tis the Season's going to overlap it. And again, make sure you're pulling the backing off this one. Save yourself some tape. And that's going to go right in here. 'Tis the Season. Our green candy cane is going to go up in here with the little green bow, which I forgot to tell you to pull out, but you will need this little tiny green bow. That's going to go on this candy cane. Then we've got this little mistletoe. It's going to go right in here. Add your heart shaker. And then the frame goes around there. Okay, so you've got your brown string. You're going to do a little bit of a swoop here and a little bit of a swoop here. Then we've got a bunch of bling throughout, kind of scattered down in here too. And if you'd like, you can do the double black journal line. This time I did the pattern paper all the way across too, so that in the end, it's going to be a full frame all the way around. You decide. But right now, add your bling and your string. All right, there's our bling and our string. And again, if you want to add the journal lines, go for it. Otherwise, you're ready. Let's do our last page. Bottom layer starts the same. Your two 3x6s, your two 6x6s. Then we're going to take our gold strips and line those up along the bottoms and tops of the 6x6 pieces. All right, then we've got our longer photo well that will fit up to 3 pictures. If you've got some, you could put a 4x6 in there instead and maybe only do 2, but options for you. All right, so we want to cover up some of the green. And we're coming down onto this picture. All right, let's add our joy. This one's one that's got the backing on it, already sticky for us. Don't forget this little piece down on the bottom and the top on the J. All right, so we want this one to go right in here, hopefully straightish. All right, so there's our joy. We want a little red bow on our joy. We're going to use foam tape on the back of our candy canes. And before we stick those down, let's grab some of the string. Just do some twirling. We want this to go behind the candy cane. So I'm going to stick this right on the edge here. So it just kind of flows. That's going to just slightly overlap this picture in here. And if you want to have kind of more stringies, you can cut these right apart and just make, I've got one loop, couple loops and a couple of strings, or you can just, however you want to do this. I kind of like them stringing out like that. And then we've got just a little bit more for down in this corner here. So down here we need a candy cane and more mistletoe and some more string. So this candy cane tucks behind there and shows on the top and the bottom. Make sure you get it all the way on the page. The mistletoe also goes down in here, and I want it to be underneath that candy cane, so I'm going to put that like that. I should have done that one first. All right, so a little bit of string. We want a little on both sides, so I'm going to cut this right in half and put some of this on this side, some of it on that side, add my heart with foam tape, and add some bling. Then again, if you wanted to, once you get all your bling on there, if you wanted to, you could go around the edge with that black journaling pen and create that fun border. But that is our 4-page Christmas tags workshop. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'd love to see a comment, friends.